Okay, fantastic. Now I've got it. All right, fantastic. All right, we're live. The mic's on. Hey guys, Philip here. And you know what? I thought since I had some time on my hands, I thought I would be doing some. I thought I can spend this time talking about one of my favorite genres in anime, which is shonen. I am a huge anime fan, and shonen is what actually got me into watching anime. I love shonen anime. I love the stories, I love the characters, I love the themes, I love the and especially the fights as well, and the power systems as well. The power systems too. It's shonen will always have a special place in my heart. So I thought I might use this time to actually rank the best and worst shonen around. These are perfectly my opinion. Um, all right, let's get on to it. I can't wait any longer. Let's get on to it. Let's start off with Blue Exorcist. Uh, it's good. It's pretty mid, really. I mean, Blue Exorcist was pretty mid. The characters were interesting enough, and there's some decent like power systems, but ultimately I found it very forgettable. Most of the other characters were forgettable. Despite them having great dub actors, Bryce Papenbrook as Rin Komura and Johnny Young Bosch as Yukio. Brilliant casting, brilliant casting. Everyone else, not the voice actors, but all the other characters were just largely forgettable. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to put um I'm gonna I'm not gonna be apologize for it. I'm gonna put Blue Exorcist in mid. It's just mid. Boruto, haven't seen Boruto. Oh, okay, the Promised Neverland. Now, the Promised Neverland is an interesting case. Okay, I'm actually gonna put it up here. I'll explain later on. I'm gonna put Promised Neverland in great. Now, I will elaborate because the reason I put it up great is because I did not see the second season. I did not see the second season. The vitriol for the second season was so bad that I just stopped myself from watching it altogether. It is really not fair to rank a series for when I've only haven't. So for now, I'm just going to rank it for what I've seen so far, and the first season was phenomenal. Oh my goodness, it was phenomenal. Like the it what I loved about it was a horror anime, but it didn't rely on gore such as corpse potty, like excessive gore or anything like that. Instead, it relied on true psychological terror, and that scene where Emma turns around and she sees Isabel right there staring at her like a predator about to pounce, like a like she suspects something. Oh, that sent chills down my body. Oh man. The soundtrack was amazing. I love the characters, and it ended off on such a phenomenal note. But honestly, it's the second season really dragged it down. I haven't seen it though, so I'm still gonna put it at great. Uh, it's such it's disappointing. I instead of watching the second season, I read the entire manga, and I I learned that they cut out over 60 chapters of material. And my goodness, they had so much great material in the manga. Like there's so many great storylines, fantastic characters, and they just threw it all. Threw it all away for a rush season, and everyone hated it. So, I'm very disappointed. There are, but there has been confirmed that Amazon will actually be making a live action adaptation of the Promised Land. Live action animes have gone actually really good lately. If anyone's seen the new One Piece series on Netflix, that is amazing. That took me by surprise, but I'm not gonna get into that. I'll get into that later though. But at the moment, Promised Land season one only, great. Oh, Hunter x Hunter. Okay, Hunter x Hunter. This year I finally got around to watching Hunter x Hunter, and oh boy, I I regret not watching it any. I regret not watching it any um sooner. Just I now know why everyone is so crazy about Hunter x Hunter. It is just amazing. Togashi, there was no way. I mean, that would have been really hard to top Yu Yu Hakusho, but Togashi came back roaring with Hunter x Hunter. Probably one of it, right up there with the one of the best shonen anime around. I, honestly, I'm gonna give it a masterpiece because there are now I would have to give it a low masterpiece. Now this is because of the Chimera Ant arc. The Chimera Ant arc just dragged on for too long. It was just too long, just way too long, and because of its length, it the pacing was some of the worst in the show. The pacing was terrible in the Chimera Ant arc. Like the Chimera Ant arc started off really strong. It started off tremendously good. Seriously, when I started watching the Chimera Ant arc, I just could not stop watching. I just needed to watch. I just had to watch another episode and another episode. But in the middle, that's where it really starts to drag. You really feel it at the where everything takes place at that palace, and oh, it's just so frustrating, so frustrating. But honestly, it the Chimera Ant arc finished on a fantastic, emotionally devastating, but also emotionally satisfying conclusion, and I would not take it back. I mean, the Chimera Ant arc is quite possibly one of the best anime arcs in history. Just, oh my goodness. And it brought us one of the best villains in anime ever. Meruem, the king, and his character development, while I feel is a bit rushed, it was was so heartbreaking. It's just so emotional. Really, if I had to there are three things, there are three aspects that has earned Hunter x Hunter. I think I might just put on my blue screen blocking glasses, guys. There are three things that has earned Hunter x Hunter its place as a masterpiece. The villains, the power system, and the Chimera Ants themselves. The Chimera Ants are one of the best, are one of the most fascinating, and flat out one of my favorite creatures in any fiction, really. In any fiction, right up there with the Weeping Angels from Doctor Who. It is just the whole concept behind the Chimera Ants is so fascinating. It's so fascinating. I mean, just think about it. You humans who have a strong enough will can be reborn as a Chimera Ant arc. Just imagine that. You're a human, one day you got killed, eaten, and you're now reborn as a Chimera Ant. So amazing. Next up is Nen, the power system. Nen is, I'm gonna flat out say this. Nen is is my favorite power system in all of anime, because it doesn't rely on Dragon Ball Z's just lazy power levels where the higher a character's power level is, the stronger they are. No, with Nen, it's all centered around characteristics. One second, guys. So the whole concept around Nen is that each person is born into one of six classes of Nen user. You have the enhancers, the emitters, the transmuters, the specialists, the manipulators, and the conjurers. And each user can utilize their Nen in various different ways. For example, enhancers, they are they can enhance their body and objects to make them stronger. Emitters can project out their Nen any way they want. Like, for example, one guy, he can fire out his Nen like like bullets. You've got conjurers who can actually create solid objects from a vacuum cleaner to chains out of their nen. And what is and nen a nen user also correlates to their own personal character. For example, enhancers enhancers they're defined as like simple but determined. Then there's specialists who are considered very charismatic. So it's all just around their own personalities and characters. And when you think about it, you can you can pretty much do you can pretty Nen the amount of capabilities that Nen offers is astounding. You can pretty much do whatever you want with Nen within your born Nen user category. And plus, you can also learn other abilities from other classes. And just Nen is just astounding. Honestly, why hasn't there been a MMORPG based off Hunter x Hunter? Because Hunter x Hunter would make the perfect MMORPG and just play, or even as a open world game, because there's the world's right there. You've got the power system of Nen, and it's clear that at this point now, Togashi is really struggling to finish Hunter x Hunter at this point, and honestly, the guy just deserves a rest. What I've seen after the Chimera Ant arc, the Hunter x Hunter, I'm pretty much okay with Hunter x Hunter ending after um, when Gon meets his dad up at that big tree. Yeah, so I'm happy with it. Really, next step for Togashi is maybe not a live action series, but a MMORPG based off Hunter x Hunter. So, oh, and the villains, Hisoka, the spiders, the Phantom Troop, and the Chimera Ants, and Merimem, all amazing characters. Amazing. If I had another criticism, it would have to be I was I didn't become really invested in the series until they introduced Nen, which is at that tournament arc. Also, I was a bit bored. I was a bit bored with the Greed Island arc. Biscuit is definitely the best thing to come out of the Greed Island arc. That I just wanted I just wanted I just wanted the Great Iron arc to end, but unfortunately we got the Chimera Ant arc, and wow, that's astounding. I'm getting a bit too flustered here, but really, Hunter x Hunter, it is a masterpiece. It deserves its place. My Hero Academia. Now, My Hero Academia is an interesting case. I really loved it when it first dropped by. I loved it. I loved the characters. I love this. I love the power system. I love the world it's put in and the animation. But I noticed that after the tournament arc, it just sort of just got downhill a bit. I I wasn't really that invested anymore, and much as anymore until season six. Season six was probably its best season. I have to say, while I did enjoy Deku's character growth, I just found he was just too much of a wet bag of a protagonist, and he just kept crying all the time. And I would have to say Bakugo was a much more interesting protagonist than Deku. So I'm still invested in My Hero Academia, and hopefully it will improve in future seasons. I haven't been following the manga that much. This is purely off anime. I'm more of an anime watcher than a manga reader. Right now I'm gonna give My Hero a good, yeah, good. Overhaul wasn't much of a good protagonist. Shigaraki was I didn't really get him. I didn't understand his motivations that much. Stain though was a pretty cool villain though. While I don't agree with his methods, I do understand his ideology. And I wanted to see more Stain. He was a fantastic villain. Let's see what else is. Oh, Oh, Dragon Ball. If this is the original Dragon Ball series, I'm gonna give it a great. I love the original Dragon Ball series mainly because of its adventure feeling. I love the I love like that introduction of young Goku meeting Bulma and they go on adventures together and there's that sense of wonder and joy and it's the comedy was great. I just have fond memories of the original Dragon Ball. And to this day, I actually even like it more than Dragon Ball Z because of if it's because Z was very formulaic in its storytelling approach where it's all just them defeating a new villain. And literally, the sagas are based around defeating a villain every time. It's the to the point where the arcs are named after the villains. The Frieza saga, the Cell saga, the Boo saga, Vegeta, the Saiyan saga. So that's why I. Whereas Dragon Ball was just a fun, rollicking adventure, and I loved it. I loved Kid Goku. Kid Goku, I'm gonna say was peak Kid Goku, was peak Goku, which is very ironic because it was a kid at the time and he's grown up. But Kid Goku was Goku at his most likable. Also, Stephanie Nadolny, the dub voice for Kid Goku, she was fantastic, fantastic. Um. Uh. Oh, Jujutsu Kaisen. Now, Jujutsu Kaisen is an interesting choice. Oh, Jujutsu Kaisen is an interesting choice. So, and I wasn't really. I have to be honest. I was not invested in Jujutsu Kaisen early on. I just found it was just very standard shonen. Yuji was a very standard shonen protagonist that we've seen plenty of times before. He didn't really stood out. Gojo was pretty cool though. Gojo was cool. Mappa did a fantastic job at animating the series. I mean, wow, the fights are just stellar. This is coming from Mappa, of course. The power system I felt was a bit not really explained that well, especially Gojo's power abilities. I'm still trying to wrap my head around Gojo's abilities. Uh, and I feel he is way too overpowered, so you're not really invested on the fact that he looks his ability looks cool, but because he's so overpowered, you know how the fight is going to play out, so and what the outcome of the fight will be. Uh, Jujutsu Kaisen, but I have started going to. I've finished the first season. I've now caught up with the second season, and I'm gradually starting to like it. I do one of my most aggravating critiques is that it's supposed to give even if you're a newcomer, it's it's expected for you to like know some story details straight away and I don't like that. I don't like that. Like I wanted to like fully explain I want to like to fully explain the world and the abilities gradually as the series progresses. I right now I'm going to have to put it in good. Um below My Hero Academia because My Hero Academia has much more interesting characters and a better power system in my opinion. I will see I have heard that like the Shibuya incident arc is just that's where the anime and manga just reaches new levels. And that's pretty much the what can the tournament arc of My Hero Academia. That's where the anime just will flat out blow everyone's minds. I'm up to the Shibuya incident arc. My opinion of Jujutsu Kaisen may change after I watch it, but right now, as of now, I'm gonna put Jujutsu Kaisen at good, not mid, because it has some stellar fights, animation, music, and Gojo is bent is freaking cool, and also it has a much more clear power system than Blue Exorcist. And I have to say, Jujutsu Kaisen would have been inspired by Blue Exorcist. Um, Demon Slayer, Demon Slayer, Demon Slayer. Okay, Demon Slayer. That is an interesting case. At first, I really loved Demon Slayer, but not. But after episode 19 and subsequent seasons, I realized that Demon Slayer is just really now all about spectacle. This is purely through the anime. I'm talking about the anime here. It's purely about spectacle. I mean, I have to say the entertainment the season 2 it had no the season 2 was not season 2 and 3 they were not narratively compelling whatsoever, and the characters aren't really that interesting. They're likable. I would love to spend time with them, like especially with Contandro. He seems like a great guy to like have a chat with, and Tengen was a cool guy too. But the the subsequent Hashira weren't nearly as interesting as Tengen. Mitsuri Kanroji, she was pretty much fan service. Let's be honest here. She was pretty much fan service. That's why that's why her bust is very pronounced. She was fan service, but at least she had an interesting weapon in the form of her sword slash whip. Now the Mist Hashira, he was such a bore. I and it didn't help that his weapon was still just an ordinary sword, and he was such a bore. I did not get invested in him. And then there's that plot where he learned everything from his twin when he could have why couldn't he just learn it himself? It's just onto the positives. Now, Demon Slayer is fantastic. Demon Slayer is just wow. The spectacle, the animation from beautiful freaking amazing. I mean, I still have chills whenever I rewatch Tengen versus Gyotaro, and and Tanjiro's fight with Rui. It's just amazing spectacle right there. That I realize that that's what Demon Slayers really is, just spectacle. I'm gonna say I'm gonna put it up. I'm gonna put it up there with good. I'm putting up there with good. Definitely above Jujutsu Kaisen, not above uh not above My Hero Academia because I'm still more invested in the characters more than in Demon Slayer. Also, I love the world. Also, My Hero Academia has a much more interesting power system, and while Demon Slayer has better spectacle, My Hero Academia still managed to hook me in with its world. Let's see. Oh, Doctor Stone. Okay, I'm basing this purely off. I've finished the manga. I've caught up on the anime, but I will be talking just to make it consistent. I'm gonna be talking about the anime. Right now, I like Doctor Stone. I really liked it. I like the world. I love the characters. I love that Senku is such vastly. 1 second, guys. I love that Senku is just so vastly different from other shonen protagonists because whereas other shonen protagonists rely mostly on their are pretty not that smart and rely mainly on their strength. Senku, though, he relies on his intelligence. He solves problems through science, and they pointed out very clearly that physical strength is his weak spot. But other than that, Senku is a very likable protagonist. I love the optimistic tone of the series. It's a beautiful series. I love the setting of it. It's so beautiful, and the music is just pitch perfect. Oh, I listen to get myself hyped up. I actually listened to that "Strong Desire" by Doctor Stone a lot So it just pumps you up when I'm working. When I'm working, I'm gonna actually I'm actually gonna put Doctor Stone. Where is it? There it is. I'm actually gonna put Doctor Stone. Uh oh oh who I'm gonna put I enjoy Doctor Stone more than the Promised Neverland. I didn't hate the Promised Neverland. I loved both, but I just love this fast. I just love how it twists the shonen genre on its head with Senku being more of a genius, rather more of an intellectual genius rather than a brawler. And the dub is fantastic. Aaron Dismuke as Senku, brilliant casting choice. Let's see. Bleach. I didn't really want much of it. Really, I didn't care much for it. I like the dub. Johnny Young Bosch as Ichiko Kurosaki. Um, who else is there? Some of the characters were great too, but honestly, I didn't really get into Bleach that much. I'm putting it up there with low mid. Black Clover, I haven't seen it. Oh, here it is. Without a question. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Full Metal Alchemist to this day is actually my is not only my favorite shonen. Well, um, yeah, it's my favorite shonen, but also my favorite anime. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is my favorite anime of all time. It is. I still to this day, 10 years today, I still have fond memories of watching Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I love that series. I love the characters. I love the animation. I love the themes. The everything about that anime was just superb. Oh, I love Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. What more to say about it? I just love it so much. I could go on forever about how much I love Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, but really, yeah, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood will always hold a special place in my heart. Um, oh, Soul Eater, Soul Eater. Um, no, I like the concept of transforming weapons. I love its gothic art style, the characters, especially the dub was fantastic. The anime, it was clear it was an anime only ending, and it really dragged it down. It just felt incomplete too. I think I might actually read the manga because I would have. The anime definitely would have taken a lot out of from the manga, but I still love the anime. I'm gonna put up there with. Hmm. I'm gonna put up there with good. Yeah, good. Up above My Hero Academia because I just love I I just love its style too. Hmm. Oh yeah, Naruto. Okay, Naruto is an interesting case. I'll put it up here. Naruto is an interesting case. Naruto, just like with Full Metal Alchemist, well, actually, my my love for Naruto predates Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I mean, the original Naruto anime was one of the first anime I've watched as a kid. I still thoroughly love Naruto. I love his story, his character development, and him being accepted by the village too. It's just Oh, so heartwarming. If we're talking about if this is based on if we're talking about the original Naruto series, oh, I'm gonna have to give it. You know, I'm gonna have to give Naruto a great because I'm gonna have to give Naruto a grade. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna have just the despite all the filler, I still enjoy the original Naruto series. There is some questionable character. There are some questionable character choices by Kishimoto. But still, I love chakra. I love jutsus. That was an interesting concept, and I love how that each family has their own distinct way of using chakra, and how they use it is just fascinating. The characters are likable, some of them, not all. Naruto, Kakashi, Mike Guy, um, Rock Lee, of course, Rock Lee, Gara when he develops as a character, beautiful. Really, Naruto is right up there. I'm gonna give it a great. Just because it holds a very special place in my heart. Naruto holds just flat out special place in my heart. Now, oh my goodness. No, 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 I'll save that one for later. I won't bother with any shonen that I haven't really seen before. Oh wait. Oh, I thought I can actually relabel them. Okay. I won't bother with any shows I haven't seen much of. I've seen Yu Yu Hakusho, but that was like years ago, more than 20 years ago, so I don't really remember it all that much. But let's move on to JoJo. Is this part Okay, this is part 2. Honestly, I loved part 2. I'm going to put it up there more than Naruto because I love part 2 largely because of its protagonist Joseph. Joseph Joestar, young Joseph Joestar is what is still to this day my favorite JoJo protagonist because unlike his grandfather Jonathan, he's chivalrous and a gentleman. JoJo is a lazy, impetuous, hot-headed, but still likable and noble. Just flat inspiring. And I love the around the world venture aspect of it, and it just gripped me from start to finish. I loved JoJo. I love part two. Part two is still my favorite. Now, part three, though, okay. I understand that many people weren't fond of the monster of the week scenario that it went for, but personally, for me, even though it was very repetitive, it was so formulaic, as in the formula was the group encounters an enemy. They have to find some way to defeat the enemy through. They have to find some way to defeat the enemy, and they defeat the enemy in the end, and they move on to the next one. It was very repetitive, but I was always so engaged because I was always so curious as to how they defeat their enemy, and for the most part, they defeat their foes in creative ways. And Stan was a unique power system. They mm, was a unique power system, and they brought back Dio too, and Dio just oozed final boss energy. Jotaro, he was a bit he was cool, but he was less interesting than his grandfather Joseph. I'm so glad that they brought back Joseph Joestar too. Now he's older. Honestly, I'm gonna have to put. I still enjoyed Stardust Crusaders, so I'm gonna give it a good grade. No, I'm gonna give it a good because I, one of the things, definitely what dragged it down was that it was way too long. Stardust Crusaders was way too long, It lasted longer than it should be. Hmm. Oh, Assassination Classroom. I loved it. I love the characters. Koro Sensei is amazing. I would, despite him being a, despite him being, despite his questionable methods at times, I I would love to have Koro Sensei as my teacher. Honestly, he is probably one of the best teachers I've ever seen in any fiction. He's inspiring. He inspires his students. He he's kind of like a father figure to them. And every the class of 20 students, he looks after them um like they need his help. And that ending though broke me. It broke me so hard. Honestly, you kind of I'm gonna give I'm gonna give it a great. I just loved that ending. Broke me. Core Sensei. No, I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna actually put it above Promised Neverland because Core Sensei is one of the greatest teachers I've ever seen. I would love to have him as a teacher. Seriously. Hmm. I haven't much watched it. I haven't watched seen much of Fire Force to be honest. Maggie. Haven't seen much of it. I've seen some Fairy Tale, but not enough. Yu-Gi-Oh, it's pretty mid. Like, yeah, it's no respect, no disrespect to the creator. And rest and all right, rest in peace to Yu-Gi-Oh's creator. Actually, I'm gonna look up his name just to respect him. Kazuki Kazuki Takahashi. Um, and no respect to disrespect to the creator, but this creation, Yu-Gi-Oh just got really cheesy over time. It got too cheesy, and it's you start to question that it's based off a children's card game. I still enjoyed Yu-Gi-Oh more than Bleach and Blue Exorcist. Probably because the English dub. Say what you want about the English dub, but I still loved Dan Green as Yugi and Eric Stewart as Seto Kaiba. I'm actually going to go to. I'm actually going to go to Adelaide Supernova to meet up with Eric Stewart. Yeah, it's gonna be good. Seven Deadly Sins. I kind of dropped off it like after the second season. Uh, I'm only up to part four of JoJo's, so I can't really rank the other parts, and I'm not that far into part four to give it a fair assessment. um, um, uh, Boruto. I haven't watched Boruto. I'm not that interested in it at all. I'm not interested in Boruto at all. Slam Dunk. Haven't seen it. Uh, Black Clover. Have not seen it either. Okay. Well, since I can't really put any other series on here, I'm gonna have to go up with talk about One Piece. Now, One Piece, what can I say about One Piece? I'm only up to 100 episode 167, but the reason why I'm still going to put One Piece in masterpiece just below Hunter x Hunter because Hunter x Hunter has an amazing power system and the Chimera Ants. The reason why, even though I've only seen 166 episodes of One Piece will always hold a special place in my heart because I actually first watched the series way back during the Four Kids dub of it, that around 20 years ago, and I just fell in love with the series. I fell in love with the characters, their family dynamics, the interesting powers of the devil fruits. Back then, it was called the cursed fruits for kids. And the world building. One Piece to this day is a masterclass in world building. What the world that Oda has meticulously crafted throughout the years is just astounding. There is a good reason that Oda has been building this world for more than 26 years and is still building this world. I mean, Oda truly loves this series. This was evident during the live action One Piece series. I watched the live action series and I legit thought I would stop watching after 5 minutes. But no, I watched all 8 1 hour episodes, and I'm gonna say it was not it was not bearable. It was not decent. It was good. It was clear that that Oda really cared about the live action series. I legit I thought that Netflix just said I thought Oda would just been a casual passive spectator, but no, he was an active supervisor. He active whenever I heard that whenever the showrunners were doubting something, they would always go to Oda for his guidance, and Oda really he deeply loved. It was clear. I thought Oda would have just been doing it all for the money, but no. Oda truly loves One Piece. I mean, when you think about it, One Piece is his baby. He has been raising One Piece for 26 years. So there was no way he would allow his beautiful creation to be tarnished. What Oda he poured so much heart and love, and everyone working on the live action series truly loved One Piece. And I'm gonna say, it is so it is so heartwarming to see Oda so love One Piece so much. It was purely out of passion. And now, after watching the live action series, I now want to actually continue watching One Piece, not out of disgust, but rather I love the live action series so much that now I want to watch the anime. And thank goodness the anime has over 1,000 episodes, so I've got plenty of time to watch. And it has been confirmed that the live action series has been renewed for a second season, so I might as well watch the anime to satiate my impatience. And we'll be getting 12 seasons of the live action. Honestly, back to the anime. I I love the characters. Luffy, well, very stand shonen is still inspiring. He's optimistic and he inspires me to chase my dreams as well. I love Chopper. I love the family dynamic, the found family dynamic between them. I mean, One Piece's Straw Hat crew are the ultimate found family. They are just a lovable bunch of misfits who have come together. They support each other's dream and they will protect each other with their lives. So I'm gonna have to One Piece. The reason why I put it, the reason why I put Hunter x Hunter just above One Piece is that I definitely loved Hunter x Hunter's power system more than One Piece's Devil Fruit. Nen preferred, also the Chimera Ants as well, and and I definitely feel that One Piece has a more interesting world, while Hunter x Hunter just has the power system, which is a integral part of shonen anime, will is what brought Hunter x Hunter to above One Piece. Really, what more can I say about One Piece in high regard? One Piece pretty much changed. One Piece is a and unlike the other big three such as Bleach, I don't care about Bleach so much. Naruto, Shippuden was alright. No, Boruto, what I've heard is that Kishimoto doesn't really have that much involvement in Boruto. He just wants to lay back and get all the money and do what you want, man. But it just loses the heart and the soul of the series. But One Piece, no, Oda is committed, fully committed to One Piece. He is committed to pleasing, giving his fans what they want, which is to continue this grand story. And I am so looking, honestly, I'm now gonna catch up on the anime. What else can I say about One Piece? It's amazing. Maybe there's some other shows that I could rank up here. Man, I really want to put Yu Yu Hakusho here, but honestly, I don't really remember that much to give it a fair assessment. Fairy Tail, I've seen it, but it's alright, but I haven't seen enough of it to give it a fair assessment. Hmm. I will be honest though, Lucy Heartfilia in Fairy Tail is pretty much eye candy. Hmm. What other Fire Force? Um what other Inuyasha? Yeah, just like Yu Yu Hakusho, I've seen Inuyasha um I've seen Inuyasha 20 years ago, about 20 years ago, and I can't really remember it that much to give it a fair assessment. Yep, that's pretty much today, guys. Thank you guys so. I think I'm gonna actually end it now because that's all the anime that I can really list down. But thank you guys so much for tuning into this stream. My shonen, I wish I could have ranked more series, but that's about all the series that I can pretty much rank, give it a fair assessment. So thank you guys so much for tuning into this random stream. I know it was completely random, but I was just in the mood to talk about some anime, and I thought I might as well make a tier list. All right, guys, catch you later.